If you are like me before I visited Albania and only knew that Albania was a country somewhere in the world, then you will be surprised by how much it has to offer. Starting from its complicated history of being ruled by a dictator named Enver Hoxha, who built more than 170,000 Cold War bunkers scattered across the country and closed off the country until early 1990s. But today's Albania is an open country welcoming visitors to discover its phenomenal nature, beaches, vibrant city, UNESCO World Heritage Old Towns, and all of that at ridiculously affordable prices. In this video, I will show you some of the most unknown, beautiful and awe-inspiring places that I personally visited on my trip across Albania and that I think really deserved to be visited. First, of course, is the capital city, Tirana. Tirana is such a vibrant city, with cafes and bars around every corner, which adds a really cool and laid-back vibe to the city, especially around the Blloku area, which is the most famous and upscale place in the capital city, and most probably the best place to find an accommodation if you're tempted to visit Tirana. Head to Skanderbeg Square in Tirana, which is the main plaza in the center of Tirana and where Tirana's premier monuments are all assembled. It feels like the city rotates around the Skanderbeg Square. Skanderbeg himself is a national hero in Albania for defending the country against the Ottoman Empire in the 15th century. Don't forget to check out Bunker 1 or Bunker 2, which is a museum of Albanian history inside a preserved communist-era nuclear pit bunker to get a close feel of a dark communist era and persecution in Albania until the early 1990s. Second, head to Kruje, which is a little bit up north of Tirana and is a city that has been inhabited since the 3rd century before Christ and is rich in history. It is built on a mountainside with a one street bazaar as a central attraction, and the renovated castle just above it can be explored within half a day. But its old bazaar is probably the best reason to travel there. It dates back to the 17th century, more than 400 years ago, and extends up to the entrance gate of a castle. In the bazaar, you will find lots of artisans doing crafts such as leather and silk work, making of kitchen utensils, furniture and pottery, as well as wood carving. Kruje is also the birthplace of Albania's national hero, Skanderbeg. Berat, the city with 1,000 windows.
And as you can see here, just right behind me.
That got to be my favorite place in Albania and could probably be yours too. Wait until you see it. It is such a beautiful and awe-inspiring place and just makes you want to keep wandering along all the narrow pathways through the Ottoman-style houses. It is a rare example of an Ottoman-era town which earned it a designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Don't forget to hike up the steep mountain to the castle of Berat. Erected on top of a hill during the 4th century BC, the most striking thing about this castle is that, unlike any other ancient castle, life inside its ancient walls continues to this day. A trip to Berat would be incomplete without seeing the landscape from the heights of the castle. Another great fact about the castle is that it had a total of 35 churches. Today, only 10 of them stand, and the Church of Saint Trinity is definitely a must-see, especially for its Byzantine architecture. It sits majestically at the top of Berat Castle and overlooks the city, a must-see. Next on the list is Llogara Pass. While technically not a place, but more of a high mountain pass with a national park in the mountains, which you can check out, it is well worth taking at least a drive through to see some of the most scenic views Albania has to offer, which are also considered as one of the most spectacular drives in Europe. Zvernec Island, that one might be the most unknown place on the list and definitely will take you on some of the most mysterious trails in Albania, but it is well worth the detour. Zvernec is a picturesque island located about 13 kilometers from the city of Llogara, famous for its stunning forest of tall pines and well-preserved 13th century Byzantine monastery of St. Mary. It exudes an air of mystery, which might add to the fact that Albania is referred to as the most mysterious country in Europe. On your trip across the middle of the country, you will pass by the Blue Eye. The Blue Eye is definitely another mystery of the earth. It is something unique that most probably should be on your Albania itinerary. It is one-of-a-kind water spring which rises from deep beneath the earth and pumps thousands of liters of icy cold water every second to the surface. It has this magical blue color and dark center, which gives it its name of Blue Eye. Two fun facts are that divers have attempted to determine the depth of a blue eye without success and could only go down to 50 meters. And the second is that during the communist era of Albania, only the dictator and his elite group were allowed to visit it. But now anyone can visit, so why not? And the final must-see place in Albania is Gjirokastër. Gjirokastër is a picturesque Ottoman-era city carved from stone, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its well-preserved, authentic architecture. It is a good way to end your trip in Albania by being the perfect spot to contemplate the rustic houses and streets and eat some really good Albanian food. The city's fortress overlooks the entire city and invites you for a tour any time of the day. Gjirokastër definitely has lots of history, and more so as it is the birthplace of a notorious communist leader and their Hoxha. And these are some of the top places to see in Albania according to my experience. But definitely Albania has so much more on offer that will most probably require a second trip. Albania is a real adventure. If you like traveling off the beaten path, then Albania should be on your travel list. I strongly recommend renting a car for your adventure in Albania and just go out there and explore it for yourself. So much to see in between cities. If you found value from this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. See you in the next one.